So let's talk about fast fashion and how we are feeding this machine. 18 cycles, yeah, you said. Honestly, I
18,
shop
yes.
at most of these culprits. So honestly, I just have to be honest with myself. That's part of the thing. I think we just need to look in the mirror. Honestly, like I shop at most of these culprits, and if I'm walking by and I see that sale sign, I'm dragged in. Like certain shops, I just need to avoid, because if I see a Zara sale, I'm popping in. If I see a Topshop sale, I'm popping in. And then if I need to return something, I'm having a look again. And if I have to, it's just this endless cycle that we need to be removed from. So how can we? First of all, is fast fashion healthy? I know people think it's, we do our hauls, we get our trends like this, but is it actually, do you actually think fast fashion is a healthy phenomenon at the moment in any way?
Healthy for you?
Healthy for anyone? I don't think it is. It's not healthy for our image, because we're trying to put trends. It's not healthy for the environment. It's not healthy for our pockets. It's just not.
It's like an addictive thing though. I used to do it up until like maybe a year and a half ago. I was like you, Jojo. I was like constantly at Zara, any Zara sale. But then I started like educating myself and watching documentaries and stuff, and eventually like I actually couldn't shop at Zara because I felt so bad for the people that made the clothes.
Yeah.
That I said to myself, from now on, I'm not shopping at Zara. Like I started with Zara. I was like, because that was the one shop that I was always in.
Yeah.
And I just said, no, I'm not doing it. And I haven't since, so I just think you need to I think you're in a good position, you yourself, because you're actually now questioning it. There's a lot of people out there that just don't even, like I said before, don't even consider it. I think you just need to educate yourself.
I like that. Yeah.
Like for you.
Yeah.
And like give yourself the facts, like watch documentaries, like just scare yourself pretty much into not doing it. Because it's horrible. And the more people, well, that's what I did. I just felt so bad in the end that I just genuinely couldn't go to the shop. As much as I wanted to, every time I went in, I just felt awful. So
just make yourself use what you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Hales? What do you think? Tell me about fast fashion. Thoughts? What is fast fashion? Let's describe this a bit again. People don't understand what fast fashion is. When there's the 18 cycles, what is fast fashion?
It's basically, Haley, you're probably better at describing this than me.
So, the fast fashion didn't actually really exist until the 90s. It was companies like Zara that were like the kind of pioneers for starting this. And basically, it's just the epitome of capitalism. It's just to make money out of you. Like it's been very cleverly marketed to make you think you need these things. And I think like with future companies and stuff, if you're starting a small brand, you have the opportunity to be the next change makers, because like sustainability, it's just a fact. Like you, if you want to continue as a brand, we're going to have to do it. There's just not enough resources in the world to keep continuing the way that we're going, and fast fashion is just about consuming as many resources as possible just so you can make money, basically. Like the 18 cycles and like using cheap materials, cheap labour, that's what fast fashion is all about.
The guy that I'm just slating Zara today for some reason, but the guy that owns, like the company that owns Zara, in 2016 he was the richest man in the world. He was worth some like £79 billion, right?
Wow.
And his workers were forced to work 13 hours a day in like horrific conditions. Like they have security guards outside the factory, so like no one can see what the factory looks like.
Are you serious?
And what did they get? I read a fact, didn't write it down, and it was something like the owner of the company had to make £1 billion before like the worker makes like 10 cents or like something like that. It's insane.
Whoa.
Yeah, so on average, a CEO of a big company like that, it takes them 4 days to earn what a female Bangladeshi garment worker makes in their lifetime.
Yeah.
Are you
4
serious?
days in a lifetime. Like, does that not just make you want to pull your hair out and scream?
And then You hear about how they actually kill themselves, like the conditions, and then even sometimes the factories, the conditions just kill them, like overworking in bad conditions, buildings collapsing, child labor apparently is also a big one.
It's slavery. That's what it is.
Slavery,
Though.
it is. It is.
But they're too powerful that you can't like the government can't do anything because the company itself is probably more powerful than the community that they're in, or you know what I mean? Because it's countries like that aren't fully developed, so they don't have the power to stop it, or like it would never happen here. You never have like a factory in Scotland, or can it?
Well,
Tell us.
In 2018, there was Pretty Little Thing were manufacturing in Leicester, and some of the workers there were found to be paid £3.50 an hour.
No.
Yeah, like
what age were they?
They were just like adults. Like some of them were like immigrants and stuff like that. And so this doesn't just happen in like far away. Do you know what I mean? It is happening here as well. It's just all under the books. And recently there was a kind of thing in Parliament where they were trying to make it the law for companies to have that traceability on a label, so from the fibre to when you're buying it in the shop, but got rejected in Parliament, unfortunately. But it's just shocking that that's allowed to happen and under our noses, basically, as well.
£3.
It's just a really dirty industry. Like, I don't know why it ever came to what it came to.
I think I think it needs to go back to who's feeding this thing. The consumer is feeding this thing. We need to stop. Just stop. Like, stop buying things every 10 seconds. And I think one of the hooks that they do is they get celebrities to model this stuff.
Yeah, it's advertisement. Yeah.
So when you see the celebrity wearing it, it's like you want it quickly. So I think even celebrities need to start doing responsible advertising.
Mm-hmm.
I know the royals do. Obviously, we're not all royal, but I know that they buy things that are. They try and support brands that do ethical things. Of course, the price point is completely different, but the celebrities who, in their price point, can do stuff like that. You can find a brand that does things ethically and promote that instead. But I suppose, it's about self-examination. Like, how are you going to force a celebrity to do something that they don't want to do or think about these things? That's true. What about us as consumers? What can we do? So we can buy less. We can also, I don't want to say pressure, but make brands consider these things.
Yeah.
But how do we do that? Because I know the average shop person doesn't know or care about.
Well, the thing now is with companies like Zara and H&M, they've brought out the whole sustainable thing, but it's just they're using it as like an advertisement because they know that we're all now getting aware of it. We all now know that there's such a thing as sustainability. So, well, you know that H&M have brought out a sustainable range.
Yes.
But it's not.
It's not, no?
Maybe used like more natural fabrics, but it's not more ethical. It's not more sustainable than half of the stuff that they have in the store. It's just an advertisement thing.
Wow. And then I realized that, were you going to say something, Hayley? Sorry.
Yeah, so I was just getting my book out because I was attending this webinar yesterday, and it was a really interesting fact. It was 88% of consumers want brands to help them live sustainably. Wow. So that's 88% of consumers want to live more sustainably.
Wow.
So, like, brands can monetize on that.
Yeah.
And that's why you have things like Zara's Conscious range, or H&M, sorry, because it's just greenwashing. So they're making it seem like they're making steps by committing to like, oh, we're only going to use organic cotton by 2030. It's not enough. But the thing is, these big companies, they have put so much money into their supply chain, they don't want to restructure it because it would cost them so much to do it. So what you can do is you can pressurize these companies. You can ask them, Fashion Revolution have this hashtag, it's hashtag who made my clothes.
Okay.
So you can ask these companies what they're doing. You can ask them where the supply chain starts and finishes, and it's just consumers pressuring these brands and telling them this is what I want to spend my money on, then money talks, doesn't it? So
It does.
You just need more and more and more people to do it.
Yeah,
Like the more people, the better.
yeah,
That's
100%.
true. Also leveraging on social media quite wisely, like, you know, creating like awareness on social media. Like I like what you do, Rihanna, like, you know, buying in charity shops and also saying that on social media. I actually got this nice piece on a charity. It actually raises awareness. You don't know, but it actually raises awareness. But because
Yeah.
the mission to just buy straight, brand new from and buy cheap, you know. So sensitizing each other, I suppose, as well. What about on the tip of what happens when you guys actually finish with your garments? What do you do?
Like if I don't want something that's in my cupboard anymore.
Done, if you like.
My sister usually 100% takes it from me.
Really? Oh, you know, you guys are too
That's
much.
all my own.
What? So you also that is amazing. So you're also recycling within.
Always wants my own clothes.
Wow.
Unless I say it's ugly, I don't want it, but that's hardly ever.
Yeah.
But I like to try and remake stuff out of stuff that I don't want anymore.
Okay.
I've been doing that a lot recently because I have a lot of time.
Yes, I've seen some cool jackets.
Yeah.
What about you, Hales? What happens when you
Yeah.
absolutely don't want an item? What happens when you absolutely don't want an item?
It doesn't happen very often. Sometimes my style will change, and maybe I don't like a garment as much. And I have my friend. She always takes my hand-me-downs. Like if she hears I'm having a wardrobe clear out, she's like, "Oh, can I have?
I'm coming.
Can I have it?" But if not, then I'll try and sell things on Depop.
Okay.
Because then you know it's going to a second home. Like you're extending the life of that garment, so then you're reducing its carbon footprint.
Yeah.
And you can give things to charity shops, but then you have that kind of concern that it might end up in landfill. And when clothes kind of like lose buttons or the seams burst, whatever, I do try to repair them as well. And I think that's a skill that's really been lost with the kind of cuts that have come to home economics in schools and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a real shame that people don't have those kind of basic skills, because up until very recently, that's all people did, you know. So yeah.
I also think it depends on the item. Like, see if it's something really good quality, I would keep it in your wardrobe if you can, if you have room. Because like, I've got stuff in my cupboard that I've not worn in like 2 years, but then I find it, I'm like, oh, I love this top. I'm so glad I never threw it out. You know what I mean? Like, you always, I feel like if it's something that you've loved before, you'll maybe eventually love it again and you'll wear it.
Yeah. Instead of not having it there and then having to go to buy something.
Buy another one.
Yeah.
That's interesting. For me, the charity shop thing is really a very big education point for me, because that's all I used to do. Like when I'm done, charity shop. When I'm done, give them away. When I'm done, like I never ever thought to just maybe do a clear out where you tell your friends come and find something that you like, or even selling. Or I just found it easier to give to charity shop. But now that I know I'm done with charity shops, I'm just going to try and find another way to make
find a new home for it.
Find a new home for it.
Sometimes food banks will accept clothing donations as well.
Really?
So that's like another kind of.
Or you get those, I don't know how legit these are, but the bins that you put them in and they go to like homeless people.
Okay.
Yeah. And you
obviously don't get them your like tailor blazer, but an old pair of jeans would be okay.
I know friends who take tailored blazers. I know we can definitely swap blazers amongst ourselves. So that's the one thing we all have. Everyone's always looking for a nice new blazer.
Yeah.
How we're dressing, you know.
How dressing, yes.
That's something I'm really guilty of. I have way too many of those, but I'm never gonna chuck them out, like, ever.
Well, I was about to say, Rihanna, since you have so many.
One,
But interestingly, I actually want to take a pattern of one. Like, it's just like the casual fit. Like, I don't get fit like that anymore. Everything is just so structured with like high gowns. Yeah, I want that big casual fit that we don't get in the proper high street shop. That street style fit. So I may come and take one to just get a pattern of at least. Yeah.
I am missing that right now, like, so much.
I
going
know.
to charity shops.
I know.
I just can't wait to go to.
But this is actually bad, Naria, because this is you now heading to charity shops for
I'm a shopaholic. I am, but I wear all this stuff.
Oh my god! Actually,
Yeah, I
once
think
we even bumped into you in Topshop once, Rihanna.
Yeah, that was like at the start of college 2 years ago, and I still shopped.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the sale, we were in the sale, weren't we?
Yeah, we were in the sale.
Yep.
I didn't even plan to go, but I saw this big red sign, and I'm like, okay.
Look how far you've come since the start of college, though.
Yes, I actually have to give college props for that. Like, they really have helped my mindset on sustainability. There was a time we had that little unit, and it got me annoyed because we had to use old clothes. Remember that unit, Rihanna? We had that unit where we had to cut up old clothes and try and remodel them for a certain brand. And I'm like, I rather do more exciting things. But looking back, it's like teaching you how to actually
deconstruct and reconstruct. Yeah,
skills to have as well.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do any of that, Hayley? And
no, ours is mostly focused on manufacturing and like the supply chain and stuff like that. But it sounds really great what you guys did on the design course. You're very lucky. Not a lot colleges or unis have units specifically for that. So
well, our first one
for a college to put something like that for you.
Our very first project was working with that company Remode.
Yes.
We worked with like upcycling designers. I loved that. Like I thought it was so cool that there were so many of upcycling designers.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to see that. Very, very cool. Yeah. What I've also realized is the luxury side of things are actually pushing this quite hard. I noticed LMVH, like they now have the ones that, you know, that little course that we now have on Future Learn. There's a little course on sustainability, and all of them were actually Louis Vuitton professionals, like the Louis Vuitton supply person, the Louis Vuitton materials person. They were actually coming on to give us information about how we can help each other and help smaller brands become more sustainable. Like, this is amazing. So I'm not so opposed to people now buying, I don't know about Gucci, but Louis Vuitton are at the forefront of the sustainability thing. Even brands like Adidas are really trying. Have Levi.
Well, they should. They have the money to. So.
They have the money to. That's the I feel like that's good. That's taking a bit of responsibility out of this thing, you know.
Yeah. Because once they start doing it, others should hopefully follow.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. I just wish we could get that price point right.
Yeah, there's that. But. I don't know. It's just one of those things that.
The
quality and
conversation needs to continue until we come to a conclusion, like a doable thing about that.
Yeah, but you know all about that from your brand, Jojo.
Well, that's the thing. It's quite challenging now because I now need to look into how to be a sustainable brand for sure. But then you look at things like manufacturing, and everyone you speak to when you begin research just says, "Oh, take it to China, take it to China, take it to China." I'm like, no, I don't want to take it to China because sustainability, you know, and all this kind of thing, the footprint, and also the fact that you lose a lot of you see when it's local, you have an eye on what labor is like
made in Scotland or made in the UK is like a selling point.
Like, I can go there and see what this factory condition is like. If it's all the way in China for a small brand, I can't afford to go there and say, show me your factory. I can't afford to go there and say, you know, where did you find this fabric? So if I think for small brands, we really need, I don't know. But a good thing that I'm realizing is I'm so glad I went back to fashion to learn how to make. So while you try and figure those things out, you can even have like a small atelier, honestly, and just use your own skills. Obviously, you're not gonna make clothes, you know, in your own sweatshop. You always have the windows open. You always have water to drink. So you can.
You're not working 13 hours a day. Yeah.
Exactly, you're not working for 13 hours a day. So I think small is definitely the way forward. Even if it means collaborating with other members from fashion classes and technology.
Other kids. I feel like the thing with the price with like ethical, sustainable clothing, it's like if you are going to shop less, then why not spend a little bit more on something that's going to last longer? I feel like that's the only argument I can go with the price point thing. And you're investing in something. Like when you buy a pair of really expensive shoes or something, you're investing in them. You know they're going to last long.
Yeah.
It's the same with a sustainable t-shirt is not going to last 30 washes like a fast fashion
Exactly.
£5 shirt. It's going to last like maybe 5 years or 10 years.
Yeah.
So yeah,
In like the 50s and 60s, you used to be able to like pay up something so that
yeah,
if you do that and you're like committing to paying that, then that makes that garment more valuable to you, doesn't it? It makes you want to look after it more.
Yeah.
So it would be great if we could go back to something like that, but
Yeah.
not via places like Klarna, because that's just like not great for your credit rating. Maybe if you
Yes.
miss a payment or something.
Yeah.
and I also think people like, I don't want to be like rude, but see like shopping in fast fashion places, it's easy to style clothes because they've styled it for you.
Yeah.
Like, be more creative with your own style.
Yes,
If you
it's better to
shop
creativity, yeah.
shop less and shop more wisely, you can style your outfits so that you're not wearing the same thing every day, or
Yeah.
you're not wearing the same thing every
Every
day.
day, yeah.
It's so easy to style outfits that are from Zara or from H&M or
A lot of it is a mindset thing. We just need to educate ourselves, like you were saying, like just
yeah, definitely.
yeah, it just means if you're buying less, you can afford to pay a bit more for the price point. So it means you may be actually able to access the ethical, the sustainable stuff if you actually buy less. So it almost as if it works within itself in a way.
Yeah.
With all these considerations, you know?
Yeah. But there's always going to be people you're not going to get through to, like,
Yes.
so there's only so much we can do.
There's only so much we can do, that's true. But there's always, like, the way I was converted, I'm saying converted because I was converted, I just feel like it's possible if I can convert half my circle to buy less, you know, then it's still something. It's still less than a
You're making a difference, yeah.
Making a difference, yeah. That's true. What's your last word on helping everyone become more sustainable? What would you say that last appeal?
Basically, just try to educate yourself, try to educate your friends, because it's like I said previously, it just takes people doing things slightly imperfectly to make a difference, you know.
That's true. And Yuri?
Yeah, just be more aware. Like, look into try and find who's making your clothes. Like, see who made the last top that you bought.
Yeah. And for me, I'm just going to try and wash my clothes less, because I know that makes a difference. I didn't even realize that, you know, when you wash clothes, like the water that comes out of it has those fibers that upsets things even more, you guys. I was just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and wash less. I'm going to start, but I've already started buying less, a lot less. So that's one thing that I am challenging myself to do. And also I'm going to start using my skill to actually make it. Yeah, like just switch the arms of the blazers, you know, like the way Rihanna does it, you know, just maybe cut a blazer into half and put it together again. Like, I'm just going to use what I have a bit more. That actually now includes a skill to make. Yeah, so I'm just going to dig within a bit deeper to see if I can make more sustainable changes.
It's fun to do that as well.
It's fun.
There's a great resource on this website called ThreadUp, and it helps you calculate your carbon footprint. I'll send a link to you, and maybe you can just put a video description or something, because that's a great place to start to be aware of the impact that you're having personally. So, yeah.
Yay! Thanks for joining me, ladies. I'll see you in the next episode, right?
Yep. Yeah. See you next time.
I always like to get confirmation on video. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next medley. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.